Yeah, you might want to change your strategy up and try something different after a year. My goodness.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the type of things you have to deal with when you're a talk show host.
Oh yeah, and you never know, and you got to remember it's entertainment, but enough of there's a certain level of fakeness that enough's enough.
And I learned a lesson. I'm not friends with other talk show hosts. And people, I think, because I do a talk show and I've been on radio for a lot, I'm friends with everybody. I stay away from everybody. The reason why is a lot of people in this industry will use you. Duh. You know what I'm talking about, James.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I sure do.
And I feel like a rug sometimes. And I made after the last person, that was it. I'm no longer a rug. I don't listen to other people's talk shows. You know why? Because I don't care about their talk show. I don't listen to any other person talk show other than my old friend Art Bell's. I don't listen to anybody out there because you know what? Well, I take it back. Every so often I'll be on Facebook and I'll hear a little clip from somebody's talk show on it and I go, oh my God, here's another person that bought a $12 microphone, plugged it in their computer, and now they're a talk show host. Oh my God. And there's a whole crap load of those people out there.
Hundreds.
Yeah, thousands. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then you get some idiot that'll message me and says, well, you know what? I'm going to be a talk show host like you. So will you help me? How do I get all these radio stations? How do I do this? And I go, well, and then I have heard their shows. What they've done has been so horrid. I would be embarrassed to show my face ever back on Facebook if I ever did what they did. But I try to be nice and say, hey, look, first you got to build up a listenership. Okay? Once you build up a listenership, then you can start trying to market yourself. But you got to have a good sized listenership, or otherwise, unless you want to pay some there's radio stations out there that'll take anybody's show. Okay, you give them whatever, the $3,500 a month, $2,500 a month, $1,000 a month, and they'll take your show and put it on the air for one night a week, or if you want to pay $3,500 a month, they'll put it on for 2 hours a night for 5 nights a week. There's stations that do it. There's also, I'm going to make enemies right now. There's a whole bunch of internet networks out there that have a whole bunch of talk show hosts on them. And they lead you on. You can be absolutely the greatest host, or you could be absolutely the worst host. But they'll say, you know what? You'll be perfect on our network. And we can bring you on once a week for $200 a month. They don't care about you as a host. They care about one thing. It's called MONEY.
Yep.
So they don't want to bring you on 5 nights a week, 3 hours a night, because they rather bring in, what you on for 1 hour a week, right? And charge you $200 a month. So you're paying $50 an hour to be on. Okay. So now they'll put everybody on all day long, 24 hours. They'll cram in all these people and charge them. And they're making their money by bringing people on. And when they get enough people on their network, they create a second network. So here's network A, here's network B, here's network C on their network, right? So here's this group of people here on at 8 o'clock. Here's this other group of people on 8 o'clock. And here's another group of people. And they're all paying money to be on. Well, you know what? If if it's a hobby for you, go for it. Go for it. But don't expect radio stations to come looking for you, because that's not going to happen. I have an agent that brings the radio stations to me. He's the one that goes out and and the advertisers. I don't handle the advertising. He does. So if Coca-Cola comes up like they did one time, or some of these big chain box stores have run ads and stuff, they go to him. He gives them the rate. Then we, the radio stations get their cut and make their money. We make a little money. I make very little. I do this because I enjoy doing it. So it's not a hobby as such, but I spend 12, 13, 14 hours a day doing this show. Not on the air, booking people, promoting the show, talking to, station managers, program directors, and answering people's emails. Everybody emails me. I respond. And that's hundreds a day. Hundreds. And then I get at least 100 or 2 or 3 text messages through Instant Messenger. And I respond to those people. Then, from the time I get up in the morning to like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's all about the show.
You are dedicated, and that's the thing. People, they just think they can jump right into it. You got to put in the blood, sweat, and tears, first of all, and the money.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to have somebody like you. You do it because we're friends. We have fun doing it, and that's why I'm still doing it, because it's fun. And, at one point, we went to 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to. My agent said, hey, we need to go 4 hours. A lot of stations went 4 hours. And I tried it, and physically it was too hard. And all it took was one guest getting sick or one guest canceling, and all of a sudden you got a 2 hour gap. What do you do?
Yeah, it's hard to find that many guests. My goodness.
If you want crappy guests, I can find all the guests in the world. But you know what? I'm not going to bring those people on my show. They can go on to that guy's show or that guy over there show. Not going to come on my show. And these couple people I just want to say on the internet, do a talk show on the internet, on Facebook Live. Okay? 1, clean your T-shirt, wash it. Okay? 2, don't have dishes around your couch when you're doing your talk show. Don't be guzzling a bottle of pop or beer or whatever, and don't be smoking when you're doing your show. I mean, that is so uncouth. If you want to be professional and do a show, look how it's done. Go look at some of Johnny Carson's shows. Go look at what Steve Allen. Go look at David Frost. Go look at any of those people and see how a talk show is done. You don't sit there in dirty clothes, drinking and belching and having your wife walking back and forth with a sandwich in her mouth, and talking in the background. That is, why in the hell would you do something like that? I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either, Gary, but these are all good points. I don't understand it either. I mean, I don't know. I guess times is a changing, as they say.
Well, I do it serious. I don't do a $13 microphone. You know what my studio looks like. I'm constantly adding stuff to it. I have as much equipment, minus the transmitter, that a radio station has. And actually, I got probably some more equipment than a lot of stations have. Seriously, in this little 12 by 15 foot room, I have everything a radio station has, minus the transmitter. I got the computer power. I got servers. I got voice enhancers. I got speech compressors. I have everything. And you know why? I made the commitment. Is if I was going to do this, I was not going to do it half-ass. Simple as that. And when something new comes out or something that I think is going to even improve the sound of my show, I put it in. No questions asked. And that's because I want to give you, the listener, the best listening experience possible. You know, if you listen to this show, it's not like a lot of the shows. You know, I got the bumper music like they do. I run everything just like they do. It's pretty tight like they do. But I don't have an engineer doing it for me. I multitask. I do it all myself.
I know. I don't know how you do it. You do so much. I really don't know how you must never sleep.
No, but I'm just saying this is my nature. I can multitask and do 3 or 4 different things at once. And I've always been able to do that. So I can be talking to you and be inputting something or answering people, and putting, sometimes logical, emails back out. Sometimes I use voice, and who knows what comes out if I use voice. But, what can I say? I just want this show to be the best out there for the paranormal conspiracy that you can listen to that is not all hyped up and full of bullshit.
Yeah, I think it is. I might be biased, but I think it's the best show out there.
No, it's not the best show. I mean, there's other shows out there that simply are better than mine. Okay, and yeah, and kudos to them. Okay, like that's awesome. But I'm certainly not like these $12 microphone shows that the guy goes to Wally World and buys a $12 USB microphone and plugs it in. And now I'm a talk show host and don't even know what they're talking about. They're just talking to talk.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I should have a donut and a cup of coffee in the morning. I don't know.
You're just talking to talk. You're right.
I don't know. I talk and I do the walk. How's that?
Well, you're not sitting there on live video with food in your beer and farting and burping and drinking and cussing.
Well, yeah, there's that one guy that does that on Facebook. You know that.
Yeah, there's more than one.
Well, there's actually 2. There's one in there's 2 of them. And I honestly, I've had to block them and take them off, my friends, because it appalls me when I see that. I mean, I worked hard. People don't realize I worked hard. I paid my dues working in crappy radio stations to work my way up to some good stations. But I worked hard. And I'm just repulsed by some of these wannabes that just think they can just come on and have what I already have. Okay? Maybe, again, the reason why I have an agent, because some people out there still know who I am. I think coming out in the next week or 2 is that little Association Broadcaster magazine that's coming out. And there's going to be that little thing about me and you in it. Remember that? Yeah,
that is going to be something else. That kind of blew me away to see that, for sure.
Well, it blew me more. I mean, I saw that and I'm going, wow.
The guy even knew my name.
Well, that's because somebody listens.
Yeah, not just somebody, but somebody that is a somebody.
Well, somebody who might be somebody's friend of somebody's. I don't know.
Well, they're connected to that magazine anyway.
So anyway, I just want to tell you, go on to www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. Now, you got a listen thing on the top. You click on that, you can listen to, when we go live, it goes live. So you don't have to go look for us on the internet anywhere else. You just go on that www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. When we go live at 6 p.m., usually about 4 minutes before, because we play some good music, like Metatron Power and Light, Tom Davis, a great group. We play that, or Seth Gray, his song. And a whole bunch of other people's music on there. We play that, and then we, go on the air. When that is playing, we're live. And it also says live. Now, you can also listen to over 400 hours of past shows. So, if you can't sleep at night and you want something to fall asleep, you can certainly go on your cell phone or your laptop or your computer and listen to our past shows. At this point, for free, but I do need your help. To keep it free, I need a donation of a couple bucks from